So, without further ado, let's get started with our first half. All right. This talk is about how to get things done for Philly. If I had a theme song, it would be Chumbawamba's Tough Thumping. I get with the chorus, I get knocked down, but I get up again. Like me, you too can make a difference in your neighborhood by adopting a can-do attitude and training program of Philly's underdog hero, Rocky Balboa. When Apollo Creed selected Southpaw Rocky Balboa to fight him in 1976, Rocky didn't believe it was a serious proposition. But once he accepted, he committed to give a respectable fight. This same level of commitment to a cause that excites and engages you is the first training step to build community. For me, that commitment came in 2010 when I started the first Montessori preschool in Philadelphia in 35 years. Why start a preschool? Because I love my kids a whole lot, and Montessori education is the bomb, if you don't know. So when the only other Montessori school wouldn't guarantee space for our daughter, well, let's just say they picked the wrong family to put on the wait list. Maria Montessori, the first female doctor in Italy, developed her method while taking care of orphans in the slums of Rome. From her interactions with these children, she created the curriculum that still is used today. It encourages independence in young children in mixed-age classrooms with individual choice of work and uninterrupted concentration. Clementine Montessori is now entering its 4th school year. The demand that I suspected was there has been filled. There are 44 children enrolled, which means there are nearly 40 families participating in a welcoming, child-centered, cozy environment. We like to say we are a small school in a big city, and plans for expansion are on the table. I'd also like to recognize that there are amazing parent groups rallying around other city public schools. Just because our kids turn 5 does not mean that we, hipsters and Gen Xers alike, want to leave the city. Friends groups and homeschool associations at Gage Martin, Henry Lee, Chester Arthur, and Stanton, just to name a few, are making great strides to keep families in Philadelphia. Sheryl Sandberg is a hero of mine. Think what you will, but one particularly wise thing she says is the person you choose to marry is the most important career choice you make. Because without the support of your spouse or partner, you won't be able to commit to the cause. Having a supportive team is at the core. Rocky had a pretty scrappy but committed team and still went all the way. Having strong partnerships with your professional and volunteer colleagues is also critical for success. My business partner, Sylvia Palms, and I decided we wanted to build a community beyond our urban design and landscape architecture work. So we decided to celebrate the good work of other women by creating the Philly Girls Do Good list, found on our firm's website. The list is a resource to learn about these women's success stories of community development and design initiatives and inspire others to do good. The co-chair of this event tonight, Eric De Vera, is one of 25 women featured on our list. Please nominate a do-gooder for our list anytime. Our PGDG blog will launch in November. Check it out. People ask us why we chose to take on this project while getting a new firm off the ground, and our answer has been we are building our team. And by our team, we mean Philadelphia. Each of these women and the organizations they support or lead make Philadelphia a stronger place to live and work. We believe that celebrating successful Philadelphia women is a good thing. When asked as a rookie how he was going to beat Apollo Creed, the heavyweight champion of the world, Rocky answered, "I guess I'll have to do the best I can." And how did he do that? By training his heart out and running those famous steps over and over again. We need to build our own training routine to take Philly to the next level. Here are a few ideas. Most folks involved in community building find themselves working in nonprofit or government sectors at some point. Having done the same, I highly recommend it. Getting an understanding of how these mission-based sectors are run is helpful to know how to lead community efforts. Knowing how to find funding and who needs to be at the table are critical for community building. A way to get involved is to participate in Philadelphia 2035's district planning process, going on now and for the next few years at the Planning Commission. With nearly 7 of 18 plans complete, there is plenty of time to participate in meetings, read adopted plans, implement neighborhood-scale recommendations, and read the weekly blog, Philadelphia Planetto. If you want to contribute to your neighborhood's success, consider becoming a citizen planner. An educational org run by do-gooder Donna Carney is the Citizens Planning Institute. Donna will train you to run circles around the zoning code, development process, and greening the city. CPI for short is held twice a year for 6 weeks. Fall classes just started Wednesday. These are a number of routes you can train yourself to transform Philadelphia. I encourage you to find one that works for you and build your team to keep it going. Going forward, top-down decision-making won't have the greatest on-the-ground impact in our neighborhoods. Instead, what's next for Philly are quality community efforts led by creative partnerships and grassroots leaders. We tend to forget that Rocky didn't win his first chance at the heavyweight title. He told Adrian before the fight that he wanted to go the distance, make it to the end. And that's what he did. That's what mattered, and that's what gave him his second chance. The same can be said of the latest round of city-created pop-up public spaces that aren't perfect, but inspire. Let's take the Oval, for example. The idea comes from Park and Rec's action plan to claim the Parkway as a neighborhood resource through low-cost, low-maintenance efforts and easy seasonal programming. It engages folks who live nearby and creates activity for those who make the long trek from City Hall to the Museum of Art. The Oval is a well-used space constructed on a low budget. A new paint scheme, gourmet food trucks, large-scale board games, plastic chairs, and sandboxes help activate an otherwise awful parking lot. Sure, it's not perfect, but as one of the staffers told me, now we know what to do differently next year, already implying there would be a next year. And of course there will. Let's ensure that what's next for Philly is a city where folks are engaged in their neighborhoods and support one another's collective efforts. Everyone wins when neighbors should have shared values and invest in their communities together. Just like at Clementine Montessori, let's strive to make small places in a big city. My talk highlights women who have trained hard to get things done. Philly needs you, gals and guys. So commit to your cause, build your team, run the steps, and just get it done. Like our own Rocky, may your community building efforts be a great exhibition of guts and stamina for the future of Philadelphia. Capiche?